Now that's my kind of DC movie. Dark, weird, and old Zack Snyder-y. Now I know I'm going to spend a lot of time with this video comparing the two movies, but I swear to God there's absolutely no point comparing this movie to the one that came before. There are two totally different movies in pacing, in character development, character motivation, color grading. They're totally different, but with the same plot. But this one is the Snyder cut. No, literally. It's Zack Snydering all over the screen. The guy is such a visual director with his own unique style that, you know what, at some point I had to ask myself, what am I watching? Sucker Punch or the Justice League? Because on the real, this movie has more in common with Sucker Punch than it has with Justice League that came out in 2017. And I gotta ask, what were they thinking? What was going on in those offices back in like 2015, 2016? When these guys thought that it'd be a good idea to hire Josh Whedon to come along and literally Avengerize Zack Snyder's work. And then they sat down and watched the shit and thought, you know what? This is coming out next month. That's the one. Really? What was going on? Somebody got fired, right? Now, I'm not saying that the Snyder Cut is a perfect movie, cause it's not. But what I am saying is, if Zack Snyder had been given a chance to let his vision play out all the way through, I think the DC film universe or DCEU, whatever you want to call it, I think it'd be in a lot better shape if we had seen Zack Snyder's vision play out. It's like Kevin Feige had a vision, and that vision became the most successful franchise in movie history. I think Zack Snyder could have done something similar. I mean, I know not everybody likes Zack Snyder's style of filmmaking. I understand. But one man's vision is a lot better than a whole group coming together not knowing what the hell they're doing.
I have a second chance. I am not gonna waste it.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
Since we're talking about Zack Snyder's style of filmmaking, guess what? If you don't like Zack Snyder's style of filmmaking, you're not gonna like this film. Everything is turned up to 100 in this one. The slow motion, the darkness, everything is turned up to 100. It's not a complaint because I love the shit. But if you don't like his style of filmmaking, you're not gonna like this. Also, once again, I'm not complaining, but the CGI wasn't that great. The green screen at time was questionable. But once again, I'm not complaining because you know what? I took it all as Zack Snyder's vision. I tell you, it was sort of like reading the page of a comic book. This is the same way I enjoy this movie. So the CG didn't really bother me. Do you know what? Actually, I was more bothered about the 4:3 aspect ratio. Yeah. Okay, I'm not saying I was bothered, but it's been a while since I've watched a movie in 4:3. I think the last time was Jurassic Park in '97. You know, so it took a minute to get used to it. But after that, to be honest, you kind of forget what kind of aspect ratio you're watching it in.
He searched the universe for the ultimate weapon. The anti-life equation.
One of the things I noticed within the first hour or 45 minutes of the movie is that everything I hated from the 2017 version was not gone. I mean, everything. All the characters are a lot more fleshed out. Steppenwolf has a real motivation for doing what he's doing. The reason why they bring Superman back makes a lot more sense, as well as how they bring him back to life. And of course, Cyborg. You know what? Cyborg is actually the main protagonist of this movie. He really is. And the Flash has a lot more to do in this movie. In the 2017 version, all he did is push a truck, and I think Batman was like, save one person, and that's it. So, some shit like that. In this movie, he plays a big part, or should I say a much bigger part. He's also the comic relief, and he's actually funny. And that's another thing. Most of the dumb jokes, or should I say all the dumb jokes that were in the 2017 version, they're all gone. As a matter of fact, I hated that joke when Batman looks to Aquaman and he like, I heard you can talk to fish. I hated those jokes. They're all gone. And since we're talking about Batman, he's not the weak link in this movie. Because I swear to God, in the 2017 movie, Batman was such a weak link. You know, I mean, the guy had nothing to do. He gets the team together and then he's either on the floor or running away. But in this movie, the Bat is a force to be reckoned with. And I like that. I mean, it was a little funny when Alfred modified his armor to kind of like absorb energy. But you know what? Cool. Batman was a force to be reckoned with in this movie. Such a pleasure to watch, especially in comparison to the 2017 version. And overall, the story is a lot more cohesive. But then again, it's a 4-hour movie. Now, with the movie being 4 hours, I wasn't expecting all the exposition we got. I mean, there's not a lot of exposition, but when there is, it's long. It's like a whole long scene, and it's just exposition after exposition, and they dumping this information on you and that information on you and this information. You know what? At some point I was like, yo, easy. Cut that shit in half. How about you tell me a little bit right now, let me chill, and then tell me a little bit more later. But nah, they'll just dump you with exposition. There's a whole scene with Wonder Woman telling Batman all about the life equation, the death equation, and Darkseid and all that. And I get it. You need the information for the movie to go on. But wow, some of these scenes were long. But once again, once they're done, they're done. The movie moves on. Another thing that kind of annoyed me, and that's the new Wonder Woman theme song. I have no problem with the theme song. The theme song is good. But why did it have to play every time the woman is on screen? Literally, every time Wonder Woman was on the screen, you would hear that theme song. Now you would say, but that's normal. Here's the hero, here's her song. No. I mean, in the same scene, as a fight scene, you got Aquaman and Flash doing something, and then Wonder Woman will show up. 5 seconds later, maybe we focusing on Batman or Cyborg, but when Wonder Woman comes on again, hear that theme song again. Literally throughout the whole movie, all you could hear is that theme song as soon as you see Wonder Woman. Like I said, the theme song isn't shit, but I was happy that the movie was over just for the fact that I didn't have to hear that song again.
Shall we?
Also, Darkseid is in this movie. And I was a little disappointed. His appearance is a little anticlimactic. I don't want to say boring, but why was he in the movie? Or maybe why was he in the movie for as much as he was in the movie? And guess what? He's not in the movie a lot, but I still think that he's in the movie too much. And I know people are going to make the comparison with Thanos and the first time Thanos was shown in the Avengers and how that could be considered anticlimactic also. I get it, but there's a difference though. Thanos wasn't all over the trailers. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know I was going to see the dude. But Darkseid was all over the trailers. And he didn't do shit. But you know what? If they make a sequel, it will redeem that. Because I'm sure they'll go on to do some pretty awesome things. Like, Martian Manhunter is in this movie. Twice. Same problem. Didn't have to be in the movie that much. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, I think he was shoehorned in this movie. He didn't have to be in this movie at all. Once again though, if they make a sequel, which they won't, it'll make a lot more sense.
My lord.
Overall, it's a good film. 4 hours, but it really didn't feel like 4 hours to me. And if you've seen the 2017 version, you really need to see this one. Just to see the garbage they put you through in 2017. And to be honest, it's easy to rate this movie. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But the most important thing is, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. And as an artist, and any artist out there or anybody who does any kind of work would totally understand what I'm about to say. I'm really happy that he got to make his version of the movie. Like, really, really happy. Because think about it. Imagine somebody took your work and literally shitted on it. And then released it to the public with your name still attached to it. It's gotta hurt, man.
That's a madness, bub. You're supposed to say thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, you fucker.